Once upon a time in a village far away, there was a little boy named Zino. Zino was very special because he had skin as white as snow, and his eyes were not like everyone else's eyes. They were big and round, but Zino couldn't see very well with them. Now, in Zino's village, every family had a job for their children to do when they grew older. Some children would become farmers, others would become hunters, and some would become houseboys or housegirls, helping their families with chores. One day, when Zino's family gathered around to talk about the future, they asked Zino what job he wanted to do when he grew up. Zino tried to think and said, "I want to be a house." House, but he couldn't finish the word because he couldn't see the letters clearly. His family looked confused and asked, "What did you say, Zino? What job do you want to do?" Zino tried again, "I want to be a houseboy," but he still couldn't say it right. His family started whispering to each other, and Zino could hear them saying things like he can't even say the word properly. How will he do the job if he can't see well? Finally, Zino's father spoke up and said, "Zino, you cannot be a houseboy. You cannot even say the word properly, and you can't see well enough to do the job. We cannot accept you as a houseboy in our family." Zino felt very sad and hurt. He loved his family, but now he felt like he didn't belong because he couldn't do what they wanted him to do. The next morning, Zino woke up early and decided to go for a walk to clear his mind. As he wandered through the village, he saw children playing and families working together. But he couldn't shake off the feeling of sadness in his heart. Suddenly he heard a soft voice calling his name. "Zino, why do you look so sad?" It was Ngozi, a kind old woman who lived on the outskirts of the village. Zino sat down next to Ngozi and told her everything that had happened with his family. Ngozi listened with a gentle smile and said, "My dear Zino, never let anyone make you feel like you're not good enough. You have a kind heart and a bright spirit, and that's what truly matters." With Ngozi's words in his mind, Zino felt a little better. He thanked her and went back home, determined to prove his worth to his family in a different way. When he arrived, Zino noticed that his family was struggling to repair their old hut. Without hesitation, he picked up a hammer and started helping them. Despite his vision challenges, Zino worked diligently, guided by his determination and love for his family. As days passed, Zino's family began to see his efforts and dedication. They realized that being a good person and helping others were more important than any job title. Slowly, their hearts softened, and they started accepting Zino for who he was. One evening, as they sat together under the starry sky, Zino's father spoke up. "Zino, we are sorry for rejecting you before. We see now that you are a valuable member of our family, not because of what job you can do, but because of who you are." Zino smiled warmly and hugged his family tightly. From that day on, he felt loved and accepted, knowing that his worth wasn't defined by what he could see or say, but by the kindness in his heart. And so, Zino's journey continued, filled with love, acceptance, and the joy of being true to oneself. Zino's newfound confidence and acceptance from his family filled him with a sense of purpose. He continued to help his family with chores around the house, using his determination and creativity to overcome any challenges he faced due to his vision. One day, a neighboring village faced a crisis when their well dried up, leaving the villagers without water. Hearing about their plight, Zino felt a strong desire to help. Despite his family's initial concerns about his vision, Zino insisted on going to the neighboring village to offer his assistance. With a makeshift walking stick to guide him, Zino embarked on the journey alone. Along the way, he encountered various obstacles, but he never gave up. His determination and kindness shone through as he reached the village and offered his help. Using his keen sense of hearing and touch, Zino worked tirelessly to help dig a new well for the villagers. His efforts inspired others to join in, and soon a community effort was underway to solve the water crisis. Days turned into weeks, and with Zino's leadership and hard work, the new well was completed. The villagers rejoiced as clean water once again flowed freely, thanks to Zino's determination and selflessness. When Zino returned home, His family was amazed and proud of what he had accomplished. They realized that Zino's abilities were not limited by his vision, but were instead fueled by his kind heart and determination to make a difference. From that day on, Zino was no longer seen as the rejected albino boy, but as a hero in his village. He continued to inspire others with his acts of kindness and determination, showing that true strength comes from within. And so Zino's story became a legend in the village, reminding everyone that no matter what challenges we face, we can overcome them with courage, kindness, and a belief in ourselves. As time passed, Zino's reputation as a hero spread beyond his village. People from neighboring villages heard about his deeds and wanted to meet the courageous young boy who had made such a difference. One day, a group of travelers arrived in Zino's village seeking his help. They explained that their own village was facing a similar water crisis, and they had heard of Zino's success in solving such problems. They begged him to come and assist them. Zino, ever humble and eager to help, agreed to accompany the travelers to their village. His family, though initially worried about him leaving, trusted in his abilities and knew that he was destined for greatness. The journey to the travelers' village was long and challenging, but Zino faced it with determination and optimism. Along the way, he shared stories and laughter with the travelers, learning about their customs and traditions. When they finally arrived at the village, Zino was greeted with cheers and gratitude. The villagers were amazed at his bravery and kindness, and they welcomed him with open arms. Zino wasted no time in assessing the situation. He gathered the villagers and proposed a plan to dig a new well in a strategic location that would ensure a sustainable water supply for years to come. With Zino's guidance and the villagers' hard work, the new well began to take shape. Despite the challenges they faced, including rocky terrain and limited resources, Zino remained determined and encouraged everyone to work together. Days turned into weeks, and soon the sound of water flowing from the new well echoed through the village. The joy and relief on the villagers' faces were priceless, and they showered Zino with praise and gratitude. As Zino prepared to leave the village and return home, the villagers gathered to bid him farewell. They presented him with gifts of appreciation, but Zino humbly declined, saying that seeing their smiles and knowing they had clean water was gift enough for him. With a heart full of pride and fulfillment, Zino set out on his journey back to his own village. Little did he know that his adventures were far from over and that more challenges and opportunities awaited him in the future.